Welcome back. I am absolutely thrilled you're here today because we're jumping straight into an explainer that impacts almost every single one of us, but honestly, it rarely gets talked about with the scientific precision it actually deserves. Today, we're unpacking a highly specific, clinically backed protocol directly from the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition. It's designed to permanently fix sluggish digestion. So if you, or maybe someone you love, has been dealing with an unpredictable, stalling gut as you get older, you are definitely going to want to stick around and pay close attention to the mechanics of what we're covering today. Now, you might be wondering, why on earth does fiber just stop working after you hit 50? Seriously, think about it. You go to the doctor complaining of bloating or irregularity, and what's the standard go-to advice? Oh, just eat more fiber, drink more water, maybe take a mild laxative. But for millions of older adults, forcing down more fiber actually makes the bloating so much worse. It feels heavy, it's uncomfortable, and it just doesn't solve the core issue. And there is a very specific biological reason for that. Well, here's the kicker. 37%. After the age of 50, your colon's natural squeezing rhythm slows down by roughly 37%. Let that sink in for a second. This means the root cause of your digestive issues is primarily mechanical, not just dietary. Your engine is literally losing its natural pumping power. Throwing more fiber into an engine that has lost 37% of its mechanical squeeze, it's like piling extra logs onto a fire that doesn't have any oxygen. It just sits there. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our roadmap for the explainer. First, we'll cover the aging colon problem. 2, the science of peristalsis. 3, the warm water protocol. 4, supporting gut longevity habits. And 5, the 30-day results. Let's go. Section 1, the aging colon problem. The silent risk of toxic buildup. We need to establish the high-stakes biological reality right out of the gate. Right now, over 50 million Americans over the age of 60 are walking around with a colon that hasn't fully emptied in days. For some, it's weeks. This is a massive, silent epidemic. And the reality is, when waste sits inside the body longer than it's designed to, it doesn't just rest harmlessly. It triggers an absolute cascade of systemic issues. You see, when waste is stagnant, your gut lining actually starts to dry out. Harmful bacteria are suddenly allowed to multiply completely unchecked in these stagnant pockets, which leads to this nasty process called fecal fermentation. This toxic buildup quietly spreads inflammation way beyond your intestines right into your bloodstream. We are talking about increasing your risk of chronic systemic inflammation by up to 340%. So yeah, it's not just an inconvenience, it is a serious health hazard. Moving on to Section 2, the science of peristalsis, mechanism over magic. So let's shift from the problem to the exact biological mechanism we're going to target to fix it. First, we have to define our main target, peristalsis. This is the wave-like smooth muscle contraction that actively pushes waste through your digestive tract. When this rhythm collapses, well, everything stalls out. To fix your digestion, we have to wake up this dormant smooth muscle lining. And to pull that off, we need to introduce very specific thermal and mechanical triggers that literally force the body to reactivate this wave-like squeeze. And to reactivate it, we rely on this absolutely incredible biological function, the gastrocolic reflex. Think of it as a direct nerve signal that travels straight from your stomach down to your colon. It essentially commands the lower digestive tract to start moving to make room for whatever is coming in next. Triggering this exact nerve signal first thing in the morning is the absolute key to waking up a dormant digestive system. Which brings us to Section 3, the warm water protocol, the 4-part timed hydration window. So how do we reliably trigger it? Well, we don't just chug random water, we create a highly targeted biological trigger. And this brilliantly illustrates why it works. First, warm water, at right around 100 to 110 degrees, provides thermal energy that literally relaxes the smooth muscle. Next, fresh lemon juice provides a chemical trigger, introducing citric acid that stimulates bile production. That's your body's natural lubricant. Finally, just a pinch of unrefined sea salt acts as a mechanical trigger. It creates what's called an isotonic solution. This just means your colon absorbs it at the absolute perfect rate to hydrate the stool without washing out all those vital electrolytes. Now let's talk about the exact timing, because this entire thing is a rhythm. It's a system of continuous flushing. Step 1. Right between 6 and 7 a.m. on a completely empty stomach, you drink 16 ounces of your warm lemon and salt water. Boom, this ignites the gastrocolic reflex after you've been asleep for 8 hours. Step 2. Between 11 a.m. and noon, just 8 ounces of plain warm water right before lunch. Step 3. From 3 to 4 p.m., another 8 ounces of warm water with a squeeze of lemon to catch that natural afternoon metabolic slowdown. And finally, step 4, between 8 and 9 p.m., 8 ounces of plain warm water to keep the colon gently hydrated overnight. This constant, timed flushing prevents the colon from ever stalling out. Okay, I have to explicitly warn you about what not to do here, because honestly, substitutions will ruin the entire protocol. You absolutely must use fresh lemon, unrefined sea salt, like a pink or gray salt, and specifically warm water. Do not use bottled lemon juice, guys. The pasteurization process completely destroys the active enzymes you need. Do not use plain white table salt, which is entirely stripped of the 60+ trace minerals that actually make this trick work. And whatever you do, no ice-cold water. The cold completely kills the thermal relaxation effect your muscles are desperately craving. Oh, and here is a massive curveball that trips a lot of people up. Do not drink coffee immediately after your morning window. No way. You've got to wait at least 30 minutes. Why? Because drinking caffeine right on top of this protocol constricts the blood vessels feeding your intestinal walls, and it will completely blunt the hydrating effect we just worked so hard to create. Section 4, Supporting Gut Longevity Habits, Japanese Secrets for Colonic Transit. Let's zoom out just a bit to look at some wider lifestyle choices pulled straight from Japanese longevity culture. These act as massive accelerators for the warm water protocol. First up is the 30-chew rule. Chewing every single bite 30 times breaks your food down into a paste, meaning undigested food never hits your colon to sit and ferment. Then there's warm miso broth with wilted cabbage and fresh ginger. Literally, a simple $4 tub of probiotic miso paste has been shown to repair the damaged gut lining by up to 34% by directly repopulating it with beneficial lactobacillus strains. But wait, there is one habit here that really stands above the rest. And we see how it all builds with the concept of hara hachibu. This is the Okinawan philosophy of eating until you are only 80% full. Think about it. When you overeat, your stomach stretches and your colon gets way more material than it can process at once. Everything just backs up. But when you purposefully stop at 80%, clinical studies show colonic transit time improves by a massive 44%. 44%, literally just by leaving a little space in the tank. Section 5, the 30-day results. Evidence from the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Look, I know adopting a new timed protocol is a real commitment, so let's talk about the payoff. Just look at these numbers after 30 days of the warm water rhythm. A 52% improvement in complete bowel evacuation, a 47% reduction in bloating and abdominal discomfort. But the statistic that matters the absolute most, that 61% decrease in self-reported digestive anxiety. The fear of not knowing when your body will cooperate, the fear of bathroom unpredictability, that is what truly controls people's lives. It restricts their freedom. And this protocol systematically eliminates that fear. I want to conclude this explainer with a remarkably empowering thought directly from the sources. You're not broken. Your habits are broken. Digestive decline is not just some inevitable, irreversible part of aging that you have to quietly suffer through. It's really a lifestyle deficiency created by modern habits. Your biology desperately wants to heal. It just needs the right mechanical and thermal signals. So tomorrow morning, when you pour that first 16 ounces, you have to ask yourself, have you really been struggling with an aging digestive system all these years, or have you just been giving your body the wrong signals? Thanks for joining me on this explainer.